Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a fundamental shift in business models, one that's about to completely reshape the entire SaaS industry.
And look, it's not what you think. It's not just about better technology or some fancy new AI, though that's part of the story. This is really about customers who are just, well, they're fed up, they're tired of paying for software that just sits on the shelf, and they're starting to demand a real return on their investment. This is all about a change in how value gets sold, and maybe more importantly, who's left holding the bag when things don't work out.
All right, so let's make this real. Let's look at an actual example. There's this company in China called BAIRONG, and what they're doing is pretty wild. They sell AI agents, right? But they don't bill for them like software. They bill for them like employees. These AI agents have performance targets, KPIs, the whole 9 yards. And here's the real kicker. If the agent underperforms, your bill goes down. Think about that for a second.
See, this is where the whole model just gets turned on its head. They're not selling you a seat or a license to use their tool. Nope. They're selling you an outcome. They have skin in the game. The vendor is sharing the risk with the customer. And that, right there, completely changes the entire sales conversation we're all used to.
Okay, let's get into why this is such a shock to the system. Because let's be real here. Once a customer gets a taste of this, of paying for results, are they ever going to want to go back? Go back to the old way of just paying for access and hoping for the best? No way.
So, let's do a little thought experiment. I want you to put yourself in the buyer's shoes for a minute. You've got 2 proposals sitting on your desk. Which one are you going to choose? Let's break them down.
So, what's the big difference here? It all comes down to one word: risk. In the old model, all the risk is on you, the customer. You pay your subscription, and it's on your team to get people to use it and actually get value out of it. If it fails, tough luck, you ate the cost. But in this new model, the vendor is on the hook. They are literally accountable for the outcome. If they underperform, they get paid less. It's an entirely different promise.
And this is where we get to the core of the disruption. Because what makes this so dangerous, what should be keeping SaaS CEOs up at night, it's not the tech.
The real threat isn't a smarter algorithm. It's a competitor who is willing to stand up and say, "We'll bet our company on your success." They're not hiding behind simple usage metrics anymore. They're promising an outcome.
And this has a name, It's called Outcome as a Service, or OAS. And in this world, all those metrics we obsess over, like monthly active users or feature adoption, they kind of become secondary. They're just noise, really. The only question that actually matters is a simple one. Did we get you the result you paid for?
So why isn't traditional SaaS ready for this? Well, this new game of accountability pokes a few holes in the current playbook. First, our unit economics just aren't built for this. We love predictable recurring revenue, not revenue that goes up and down with performance. Second, we're measuring all the wrong things. We're obsessed with clicks and logins when we should be measuring actual impact. And because of that, our whole go-to-market approach is going to start looking, well, pretty amateur. We're also way too focused on building this perfectly autonomous AI when maybe that's not even what the customer wants.
I mean, just imagine trying to explain your pricing model, trying to tell a buyer, yeah, you have to pay us whether our software works for you or not, right after they just got off a call with a competitor who's offering to guarantee results. Your whole value prop just crumbles. It starts to sound completely insane.
So this all leads to a few tough questions. Questions that might be a little uncomfortable, but every single SaaS leader needs to be asking them, like right now. Are we ready for this? First question, and be really honest here. If one of your competitors showed up tomorrow and offered your customers an outcome-based price, would your customers stick around? What does your gut tell you?
And here's the big one. Are you actually confident enough in your product's impact to tie your revenue directly to customer results? I mean, really confident. Confident enough to bet your own paycheck on it? That's the real test, isn't it?
And last one, take a hard look at your product roadmap. Is it just a giant checklist of features? Just stuff you're building to keep up with the competition? Or is every single thing on that roadmap laser-focused on one thing, driving actual business outcomes for your customers?
Okay, so what do you do now? The point of all this isn't to run around screaming that the sky is falling. It's not about panic. It's about preparation, because this shift is coming. And trust me, it's probably coming a lot faster than we think.
The companies that figure out how to align their revenue with customer outcomes, they're going to have a massive, massive advantage. And look, nobody is saying you have to flip a switch and change your entire business model tomorrow. That'd be chaos. But you do have to start building the muscle for it now. You have to start preparing for this new reality.
So,
How do you prepare? Where do you even begin? Here are 3 simple, concrete things you can do. 1. Start experimenting. You don't have to go all in. Just run a small pilot. 2. Start measuring outcomes. Shift your focus away from usage stats and onto the real business impact you're having. And 3. Start asking for results. Change the conversation you're having with your customers.
This really gets to the core of it. You need to start asking your customers, hey, what result do you actually need, instead of just how many seats do you want? It's a huge mental shift, right? It's about going from being just another vendor to becoming a real strategic partner, someone whose success is literally tied to your customer's success. So we'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. Is your revenue tied to your promise? Because in the world that's coming, a world that's going to demand accountability, how confident are you really in your answer?